Brought to you by...
Hello, and welcome back to ETF. Today I looked and beheld the visage of a pale horse, and his name that sat upon him was Death, and the horrors and torments of hell itself accompanied his stride. Lower your gaze and beg forgiveness for the evil of your trespasses. Let us pray.
What is it with this fucking town?
In a presentation that immerses us in a high contrast with crushing blacks and stark splashes of color on an otherwise dreary canvas, we are introduced to Rachel, a rookie cop who is about to begin her first night shift in a neglected police station in this Scottish backwater town. The kind of place where the tide has gone out and stranded a motley bunch of the aimless, the forgotten, the bitter and twisted, who all think that, really, they deserve to be somewhere else. They all think that they're there by accident, and that with a little luck, life is gonna get better. Wrong, on both counts. 6 is about to arrive, and all hell will break loose. Through its flashy and aggressive editing techniques that ramp up the film's intensity and add another element of visual stimulation, the film doesn't take long to introduce us to its series of ragtag, good-for-nothing, scoundrel police officers, a juvenile delinquent, and a mysterious stranger who seems to have a somewhat sinister agenda. What I would call a hard-edged collective that are far less saints than sinners, all carrying the weight of blood-stained consciences on their tired shoulders, all of whom will be put to the test of testament before the clock strikes midnight. However, it's the stranger that intrigues me most here. He carries a journal that is filled with the names of sinners, all having met their just ends, and speaks like the avenger of those sins, the one who has come to collect, a pale rider made flesh, perhaps. Though it is never explicitly said, to me this felt like a film that followed the vile and unrighteous and the unclean, as they are forced to face down the unforgiving force of judgment. It's about the one who sees things that would make angels weep and the wicked dance, the everlasting witness to the unspeakable, who eventually rides forth to collect each of us. This was a brutal, hard-edged action thriller that rides the sharpened edge of biblical ideology and mythology. Its subject matter skirts the boundaries of some extremely dark territory, and its characters are the stuff of truest nightmares, pure sadists in a manner of speaking. It's filled with plenty of brutal and visceral gore throughout, as our characters commit heinously violent acts in the name of revenge, justice, and a higher calling. It's also very well shot and presented with a visually grabbing and rapidly advanced pace that carefully introduces information at a gradual rate until the true purpose of the narrative begins to take shape. This isn't a film that is difficult to figure out by any means, especially if you are familiar with biblical teachings and iconography. It's a fun and visually entertaining ride for horror fans and features enough action to drive a gut punch to the film fans that need a little more energy. I'm giving Let Us Pray a B-. It's easy to tell that there was an intention here to create something that both goes for the throat at full throttle, but that also weaves its plot together with haunting biblical themes. In ways, I could relate it to films like Baskin and The Void, only a bit less Lovecraftian and more Judeo-Christian. It creates a very cool atmosphere and plays with some fun yet gruesome concepts that manage not to become too convoluted. I found myself wishing that the film had been about an hour longer, so that we could have spent more time with each of the characters before the shit began smashing into the fan. I think it would have helped ease us in better to their inevitable reveals, as the film played out. Although I can understand that the idea was likely to paint them as the degenerates that they are, rather than trying to humanize them in any way. Personally, if you have the time, I would definitely check this one out. If you enjoyed today's video, please feel free to let me know. It's just a quick scroll down there to that comment section below. If you're enjoying the channel more than words can describe, shoot me a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe. If you'd like to show your support even more, come find ETF on Patreon or Tippy, where every pledge and every tip brings you rewards galore. Not to mention allowing me to bring you more films to explore. But all jokes and rhymes aside, if you have any films that you would like me to check out, or that you might like to see reviewed on this channel, feel free to reach out to me here down in the comments, or over on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And I will catch you all next time. Thanks for watching.